Hey there, Sagittarius. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn. I am here to do your weekly reading. This one is going to be for Monday, September 9th. No, 8th. September 8th. That's the right one. Through Thursday, September 11th. Okay? I'll be back on Wednesday to do bonus readings and get you through your weekend. That's the whole deal. All right, let's see what we got going on. This one's going to be for my Sagittarius, 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 Sagittarius. Okay, there we go. You're the last one today because somehow I skipped you in the original order. I don't know how I did that, but here we go. Sagittarius, we are starting this one with the Six of Swords, okay? Followed by the Two of Pentacles. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. That's your backstory or your recent past. Currently, I have you with the Nine of Wands, followed by the World card. And then we've got the Devil, okay? In the near future, we are looking at the Five of Cups, followed by the Hangman, and then we have the Justice card. Okay, bottom of the deck for this reading is actually the Page of Wands. So the undercurrent to this entire reading has to do with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands being like the free spirit. This is somebody who wants to go on an adventure and isn't terribly mindful about how it affects others around them. They're kind of, as the Page of Wands, you're somewhat immature. Not very, you're somewhat immature. You are somewhat self-absorbed, more concerned with what you need or what you want right now. So that's what this is about. This is saying this is the undercurrent to this entire reading. So possibly this is how you're feeling right now. Maybe you're about fed up with responsibilities or something. I don't know. This is wanting to go do your thing. You want to go meet new people, see new places, do new things. You don't want to be tied down to anything or have anything restricting you, okay? Is what this is all about. Okay, the card at the center of your read, from almost every direction it plays into the equation, is the World card. The World speaks of cycles closing and new ones opening. So there have to be some cycles in your life that are closing out right now, okay? That's what we got on that. So we'll see how they play in. We're going to start with the recent past. Recent past, we've got the Six of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the challenge is the Queen of Swords. So here in the recent past, there was some sense of chaos and imbalance. You couldn't quite seem to catch a break and get everything balanced out. Everything seemed very topsy-turvy in your life, and it felt quite chaotic. So you made the decision to sail your ship, which is your life, off into calmer waters or onto solid ground. The challenge here is the Queen of Swords. So I get the feeling that you made that decision 100% from a place of logic. I don't think you really took time to see how that was going to emotionally affect anybody, because that's just not how you looked at it. You looked at it from this Queen of Swords attitude, which is very defensive and very logical. Okay, so like Spock, okay? That's how you looked at it. You did it perfectly from logic. And then you decided to move the ship off into calmer waters, and that was that. Okay, not so bad, but that's your recent past. Now, currently, we have you with the Nine of Wands, the World card, and the Devil. Obviously, this became some kind of battle, and in the end, currently now you're coming through as somebody who's very wounded by whatever transpired here. So I don't know if by not taking others' emotions into consideration, did somebody decide to leave, or did somebody decide, what happened here? Something happened, because now you're coming through as very wounded by the whole situation. And then we have the World card. So now whatever the situation was, that cycle seems to be closing out, okay? And the challenge here is the Devil. So the challenge here is that this is somehow feeding into your insecurities, or maybe you're trying to escape from whatever this is by overindulging in something. The Devil usually stands for things like obsession or addiction, or, you know, insecurities being blown way out of proportion, paranoia, things like that. That's what the Devil's all about. So you're feeling wounded and the cycle is closing, and the challenge is the Devil. That tells me that I don't think you're dealing with whatever this wounding is in the cycle closing. It doesn't look like you're dealing with that whole scenario in a very healthy way, okay? Makes me wonder if the Page of Wands isn't here because you're trying to run from your problems now. Okay. Take off to where you're carefree and you don't have all these responsibilities and hurts, right? That's how I see it possibly. Let's keep going. What do we got in the near future? I'm looking at Five of Cups and the Hangman. The challenge is the Justice card. So, in the near future, it looks like you are dealing with a sense of loss and regret, okay? With the Hangman next, it looks like you're feeling very stuck in that sense of loss and regret, like you can't shake it. And I've got to be the bearer of bad news here. With the Justice card, this looks to me like that is kind of justice. And it has to do with you not being mindful of how other people felt about this deal up here in the recent past. When you just, I don't know if you just took off without anybody or if you made people go without worrying about how they felt about it. But whatever, the way that you came through cold in the past is what's led into this that you're dealing with right now. And all of that is coming back from this whole thing where you're being kind of immature and self-centered and not taking other people's emotions or how things are going to affect other people into consideration. So it's all just one big lesson. But at any rate, now you got behind the Page of Wands, the Moon, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, with the Moon card, it's like you weren't seeing things clearly. I don't think you did all this nefariously, okay? I don't think you set out to hurt people. But it doesn't change the fact that they got hurt. And they got hurt because you weren't taking their whatever into consideration, okay? So with the Ace of Swords, this is the truth coming towards you. So now you have to see how badly they were hurt, right? Because now it's all raining down on you or whatever. It's a lesson, don't worry about it. After that, you got the Tower, and then the Chariot, and then the Ace of Wands. So the Tower, there is something here that was not built on a sturdy enough foundation to withstand whatever's gone on here. So it crumbled. It can be rebuilt. I mean, if everybody's on board to rebuild it. If not, then you'll go build someplace else. But with the Chariot, there's going to be forward motion and victory here at some point. With the Ace of Wands, this is you hoping for new inspiration, or, you know, you want to feel passionately about something again. You don't want to deal with all of the negative things you're dealing with right now, but you got to deal with them so you can heal them and move forward, okay? Running from them is not going to help you in the long run. I'm just saying. Okay, 3 more and we'll do the days of the week. I've got the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. I'm not sure who walked away from who here, but somebody definitely walked away. And it wasn't because they didn't have emotion. It was because they felt they were disrespected and people didn't consider how they were going to be affected by whatever happened, okay? With the 2 of Swords, decisions needed to be made that nobody wanted to make. And with the Knight of Wands, I think eventually the decisions were made very impulsively, very hastily, which only added, added salt to the wounds. It just added insult to injury, unfortunately. But all of these things I just spoke of, these all basically seem to be in the past. So once something's in the past and it's already done, really all you can do is acknowledge it happened, apologize if you need to, take accountability, wipe yourself off, and get up and move on. That's all you can do. You can't change things, you know. That's the whole deal there. Okay, so let's see what we got for the days of the week. For Monday, I've got the 9 of Swords with the 4 of Swords. You're just up in your head, sweetheart. You got to let it go. Worrying about it and stressing over it is not going to help anything. It's time to try to heal now, okay? Tuesday, you have the Lovers and Temperance. If what you were hoping to do is pull this relationship part of this back together, I mean, it probably can happen, but it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of patience, okay? Wednesday, I have the 10 of Pentacles and the Magician, so you are manifesting the ability to get back on track towards your 10 of Pentacles. You want to go back towards your abundance, your success, your legacy, okay? And then Thursday, I have the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. There is a new opportunity coming towards you, it looks like, on Thursday. You're in hermit mode, it looks like, so I don't know if you're going to be able to grab a hold of this opportunity. If it's not the right time to grab a hold of it, don't worry, another one will come along, but there is an opportunity coming in on Thursday. So if you can grab it, then do, you know. They're usually solid opportunities when Spirit sends them, so we'll see. But all in all, it looks like you've been through it, but it's behind you. So all you can do is, like I said, take accountability, apologize if you need to, dust yourself off and move forward, okay? Don't stay there too long worrying about it. You can't. All right, that's what I got for you this week. I hope this somehow helps. There you go. Alrighty, thank you.